This is Ryan Acidheads Murphy coming to you with Jack Hoth of the Legendary Journey, my own game. I'm going to be playing this one. I'm not playing any more of the boss. There's a kind of a falling out over that whole thing, because what happened here is the chick that made the boss, or was the primary person behind it, or is the main voice for it, whatever. She was supposed to play my game, this one, and I was going to play her game. And I was trying to be fair to her game, even though it's very typical run-of-the-mill fan game. Fanficky, very amateur hour writing. Very, very, very derivative. Just typical fan game nonsense. And if you go in for that stuff, fine, but it is what it is. It's fanficky crap. Very amateur. The whole thing. But I was trying to be nice. I was being fair. I was going through it. I was doing the voices and reading through the dialogue, even when I didn't understand or know who or what the hell was going on. I still went through it all and read it and did voices for everything and was trying to do the game and play it right. Now she goes and she's playing my game. She's blowing through the dialogue, not paying any attention to anything. Basically playing the game in the absolute wrongest possible way you can play it. She's not thinking about anything. She's not paying any attention to any of the dialogue. Has completely erroneous expectations and assumptions that, again, when the game doesn't do what she thinks it should do, then it's the game's fault and not her for having flawed perception and expectations that she shouldn't have. And then there's a conversation, and she admits she's never played an actual RPG, only story games. She's never watched any kind of parody or spoof or satire. No Mel Brooks, no Futurama Family Guy, no Leslie Nielsen, no anything in that, the huge fucking genre of comedy. Never seen any of it. But then it's the game's fault. Somehow it's the game's fault that she is completely clueless about both the genre of the game and the genre of comedy that it largely uses. Somehow that's the game's fault. It's not her fault that she's just fucking clueless and ignorant. So yeah, and she wants to bitch and moan and complain about the whole thing. Doing the battles the hardest possible fucking way. It's somehow the game's fault that she's not doing anything to make it better. So yeah, that whole thing was getting irritating to begin with, and then she apparently found some dialogue or discourse I had with some individuals who decided they were going to tell me what was wrong with my game, even though they didn't know what they were talking about. That somehow I'm a bad guy for telling people they don't know what they're talking about when they don't know what they're talking about. Because there's nothing hard to understand about this game, which is why now I'm going to play it and I'm going to explain everything to you, because apparently all those people who say don't underestimate your audience are full of shit. I apparently overestimated my audience to the point that everything goes right over everybody's head. You really do just have to spoon-feed everything to people because they just don't get it otherwise. They want to believe they're smart, but apparently they really aren't. So, we're starting off the game, and crash. Oh, my head. Oh man, I shouldn't have drank that wine. Arrow the dog my Irish backside. He's got a hangover. Pertinent information. Let's walk around with the Euro keys and use the Z button to check things out. Okay, so I'm telling you how you play the game if you've never used RPG Maker software based games before. And you can interact with... I'm not going to do every single thing in the game. I could. Fuck it, let's do it. No, I am not looking in there. There's fourth wall breaking. He's talking to you. Yuck, wine puke. I just got out of there. It didn't help much. Sorry, the dev was too lazy to give me any other clothing options. I'll try to do an accent, but some I can do better than others. Yeah, I wish. We both know it ain't happening. Gifts from my mini fans. Should we open one? Oh, why not? Gifts are fun. Ooh, it's a cool belt. I should open up the menu with X and put it on with the equip menu. And maybe see what all the different other things in there do indent. Nah, save some for later. Let's equip the belt. Boss belt. You ever seen the prices on the crap out of one of these things? Out of one of these. $10 for a bag of peanuts. $20 for a bottle of water. Fuck that. He's in a hotel. Knock at the door. Let's look in here. We aren't speaking of it. No more. The guys threw me a great party after I won that big Wii Telly award. Now I got a bitch of a hangover. Again, pertinent information. One, there was a party. He won an award for Wii Telly, so this isn't our world. This is an alternate reality, a parody reality, if you will. Oh Lord, I don't want anything to eat. I said I don't want anything to eat. I said no. No means no. I don't want anything else to drink except maybe some fucking coffee. Let's not answer the door. Weird, there's nobody out there. There's no one out there. Whatever. Oh my god, there's somebody in my room. Now again, the original version of this game was called Jack to the Future, and it was kind of a fan game, but mostly it was a parody of fan games, because I found fan games to mostly be pretty tedious and silly. Because they all basically follow the premise that somebody shows up, the YouTuber in question, the YouTube fan games, suddenly has to go do something crazy because a fan, usually a fan shows up and tells them they have to. So I'm making fun of it, basically. I don't have anything against them. I just found them to be silly, so I did the same thing, but I did it in a way to satirize it. I don't mean anything mean by it. It's just I thought fan games tended to be rather silly and formulaic, so I fucked with the formula. But one of the things is that people, and again, this is something that dumb Katie bitch, just for some reason that version, because Jacksepticeye, Jack to the Future was the original. Jack Hoth is my kind of moving away as far as I can from fan game into pure parody, because I wanted to make some money with the game. I did. About $17. Not a lot, but it was better than nothing so far. Hey, you never know. Maybe the game will blow up tomorrow and it'll make me a millionaire. Yeah, right. It could happen. Probably won't, but it could. Anyway, all she saw of the character was that he was a rage monkey. For some reason. The original one. And it's like, I don't understand that perception. Okay, I'm actually very interested in real psychology, behavioral psychology, not that hokum personality or type bullshit, which is mostly Barnum statements. Barnum statements are things that can apply to just about anybody. Honestly, I've gone through the tests, and yes, some of them seem to apply to me strongly, but I can read through the descriptions for about 5 or 6 of those personality things and find a lot of shit that seems to pertain to me. So they're Barnum statements. It's bullshit. Behavioral psychology is real psychology. And one of the things that you think about when you think about behavioral psychology is how would people actually react. It's extremely useful to know about when you're a writer. And you're writing dialogue and characters and interactions in particular, because it's good to know how people tend to respond to certain situations, because that's what behavioral psychology is all about, is how humans behave in certain situations. And people do tend to respond to certain things in certain ways, and there are patterns to behavior. If you were in a hotel room and somebody just suddenly, poof, appeared in your room, you're going to react to it, and it's not going to be, well, hi, Jolly G. Willikers, how are you, buddy? I'm so glad you just mysteriously appeared in my room. I am in no way alarmed by this situation. Fuck no. You'll flip the fuck out. Case in point, hello, Sean, or should I call you Jack Hoth? Real name or the wee telly name? Who the fuck are you, and how the fuck did you get in my room? Again, this is a human reaction. This is how somebody would actually react. Oh, how dramatic. Don't get your knickers in a twist, silly boy. My name is Acid Heads. I've traveled far to speak to you. Oh, really? Well, ain't that special then? Well, what you need to do is fuck off on out of here before I call the guard. If you actually know anything about Ireland, you know that Irish people call the police the guard. Or at least the ones that I'm familiar with, because I watch a lot of comedy, stand-up comedy, including some Irish ones. Tommy Tiernan, Dara O'Brien, Ed Byrne, Dylan Moran, off the top of my head. I don't need no fucking stalker getting no butt stabby on me. In any context you can take that in. Now. I'm not a stalker, and you need to calm your tits, boy. Again, I'm trying to impart character interaction here and the attitude these individuals have towards each other, at least at this point. Acid Heads looks at Jack as an errand boy. Jack is freaking the fuck out. He levitates a beer from the table to his hand and chugs it. I think you'll want to hear what I have to say. Holy tit balls, how did you just... Whatever living fuck is going on here? Am I on a hidden camera show? What the hell? No, Jack. I can do magic. Real magic. Not the stage show stuff you see here in Las Vegas. Again, Las Vegas. One, it's a reference to the movie Six String Samurai, which honestly isn't a very popular or well-known movie, but it's pretty funny. It's a pretty good movie for what it is. Very weird. But I'm also, again, trying to get across the point that this is an alternate reality. A parody reality, if you will. And now we're going to do a silly theme song that's an homage to Mystery Science Theater 3000's theme song. A parody of it, an homage of it, whatever. I come from the rather distant future, some Sunday 80. I'm just a guy named Ryan. That's my real name. Obviously, I should have just put Acid Heads in there. But whatever. Not too different from you, you'll see. I work at the palace of the Empress, just another lackey working for the heiress. I do a good job cleaning up the mess, so I've come back in time to save her ass. But my bosses don't know what I'm doing, so I have to sneak around real groovy. This is it's silly, but it's also pertinent information. Nobody knows what he's up to. Nobody. This is important. But if you just read through it and you're not actually thinking about any of it or listening to it, I don't understand. If you're not going to pay attention, then why the fuck do you play games in the first place? You don't assume something isn't important, even if it's silly. You don't just assume things. I'm telling you right here a pertinent piece of information. So, I'll take you to the future to save all our behinds, la la la. You'll have to do what I want or I'll strand you in time, la. I can't let you make up your mind, so I'll kidnap you instead. But don't worry, 'cause I'll bring you buds, friends through thick and thin. Party, roll call, Jack Hoth, fast guy, fairy, the healer, titties, the girl, that guy, pink stash, meat shield, who? Sidekick, spell slinger. If you're wondering when they eat and bathe and other everyday acts, just repeat to yourself this is a game, and for fuck's sake relax for Jack Hoth, the legendary journeys. And just in case you completely are lost, did you just do a parody theme song? Yes, I did. And like I said, I came from the future and need your help. Bullshit. No, but since I need your help and really can't afford to let you make up your mind, beam him up, Scotty. And you start at the start. Okay. So again, I've already been trying to get across the gist of the story. It's right there in front of you if you just pay attention and use your fucking head. I don't know what's so difficult about that, but apparently most people tend to find that very difficult these days. They don't want to pay attention, they don't want to use their heads, apparently. Well, hello there, sunshine. You feeling alright after the trip? Yeah, I was still hungover and feeling like you were turned inside out. It'll pass. This can't be real. This isn't happening. I assure you this is very real. I told you, I'm from the future. I brought you to carry out a quest. Fine, I guess I've got no choice but to believe you. Wait, a quest? What the fuck do you mean you want me to carry out a quest? What the fuck do you want with me, you bloody nut? Where did you get off shanging on me like this? Who I am is the guy who made this game, or rather, his counterpart in this reality. If I want you to dance like a monkey while quoting Shakespeare, I can make you. Again, this is a meta joke. As the game developer, everything that happens in the game happens because I make it happen. So, the version of me, the alternate reality game version of me that's in the game, is also making Jack do stuff because he wants him to do it. It's just a bit of meta humor. But, right over here, once again. Yeah, don't spoon-feed people to do stuff that's intelligent. Don't spoon-feed. Yeah, that really worked out well for me. Alright, well, pass a banana into fucking bee or not a fucking bee. So, great sage of wisdom and learning, what quest have you brought me here for? This isn't the time for getting into long bouts of exposition, Jack. Another joke, meta joke, because that's exactly what he's doing. There's what is happening. I can't hang out all day or I might be missed, and then we're fucked. Again, pertinent information. Nobody knows what's going on except him. He is actually trying to avoid people finding out what's going on. Right there. It's all right there in one fucking sentence, but right over the head. Heads. So I'll try to give you the crib note version. Besides, this is an RPG. Gotta drag shit out. A little nod to old RPGs that had a tendency to spoon out minute amounts of story in between long stretches of gameplay. Which still happens today, even in very, very highly acclaimed games that aren't really all that good. Like The Last of Us. Long stretches of sneak and geek gameplay, stealth shooter gameplay, and then cutscenes. So, things really haven't changed all that much. The only reason people think that game is so fucking fantastic is because of all the emotional manipulation in it. It's like, oh fuck, they made some people cry. Oh, goody. It must be such a great story because it made people get emotional. Except that emotions are the easiest things to manipulate in fiction. Especially sadness. It's so fucking simple and easy. It's not hard. It's the easiest damn thing to do. Whatever. Getting off on side tangents there. So, I brought you here because a woman our princess trusted fucked her over and took over. She's calling herself the Empress. I brought you into the kingdom in the old lands, the back door, if you will. Again, we're being sneaky here. Not only will it help keep you under the radar, we're being sneaky. Nobody knows what we're up to or what he is up to and wants you to do for him. It will give you time to learn all the shit you'll need to learn before you can rescue the princess. Level up. That, and you'll need to collect the keys from the 9 keepers to get into the dungeon from outside the castle. Collect keys, rescue the princess? That's the best plot you can think of. Hey, you can fuck right off. It's a classic. It's also building up an expectation and making you make an assumption that I'm going to defeat, twist. And you know the thing about screwing with people's assumptions and expectations, you have to set them up before you can do it. I can't just start the entire game off with, this isn't your daddy's RPG, and then where do I go from there? I have to set it up like I have to play with a cliche before I can fuck with them. Again, right over people's heads. But it's the game's fault, right? It isn't people being stupid, it's the game's fault. Impatient, stupid, impatient, not paying attention, so on and so forth. And, how's this for a twist? You've got a special talent for channeling magical power, so I kidnapped your ass. Again, I don't know of too many games. In fact, I don't know of any games that start with the protagonist being kidnapped and forced to do something. I've got power, but I'm not good at battle magic. Not good enough to complete this task at any rate. I needed a champion. I am good at transportation magic, so I brought you here to save the day. Or you'll die trying. There's too much on the line to play nice. I'm trying to stop a war. I need you to hack and slash your way to the princess and rescue her. I'm telling you that there's going to be lots of fights. If you ever want to get home, you have to complete the quest. It's that simple. Big complaint about RPGs. It's a cliche, especially old RPGs. The hero has no reason for participating, basically, except that they're the hero. They're going to save the day just because they're the hero. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But it is a cliche, and since I'm playing with cliches, I'm doing satire and parody and spoof and all that stuff, I'm giving him a reason. But it's not to save somebody he's in love with, or revenge, or any of the usual ones. It's because he's been kidnapped and forced into doing this, and he wants to go home. So, yeah, again... Got it? Good. I see understanding dawns. Now, let's unlock your power and see what you can do. A hash-assin, huh? Well, not too bad. Hash-ass-in is a bit of wordplay on the name there, because it makes it sound like you put hash in your ass. But also a historical reference, because assassins were originally called hash-ashins, because people thought they smoked hashish. So, a little thing for the smart people, the educated people. Or those who know Eddie Izzard. Fast, good damage, based on your agility and luck more than brute force. Lots of status effects. Could be worse. Okay, that means daggers to start with. Here you go. Now you're a gamer, you know how this works. Go kill some shit, get experience, and find better gear. What if the player doesn't know how this works? Should be doing the accent. They can ask you before they start playing. Oh, and here's a couple of beers for your health. Along with the most important I can give you, the Time Reliquary. I cannot use this magic. It clashes with my own power, but you can use it to store moments in time. Moments you can return to, even upon death. It will make it easier to survive. It's a joke about being able to save the game. Now, don't forget to equip the stuff I gave you, and don't let me detain you. Discworld reference. Okay, so do you know how these games work and want to jump right in? Or do you want a solid go-over for the game? We can jump right in. It's a joke about not being able to skip tutorials, or wanting to force you to do tutorials. I'm not using... This lets you do easier difficulty levels, but I'm not going to do that right now. We're just going to get into the game. This quest is bugged, and I still need to fix it. Just a bit of a back-end math problem. The holes, no big mystery, they're puns. It's got weed inside it, it's a pothole. It's got an ace inside it, it's an ace in the hole. End of a gun inside. What do you call the end of a gun that you put against your arm? The butt, it's a butthole. Not fucking rocket science. And it's just there to be funny. Just to be a little silly. Did you make sure to equip your first set of gear? Yes, we did. Because people don't seem to be able to listen, and when I tell them the first time during that dialogue to equip your gear, people weren't fucking doing it. So, we're gonna talk to the first Bruce. Okay? A little bit of insider information. When I was first starting to work on the original version of the game, I already knew I was going to be doing parodies of stuff, RPGs, and I wanted the enemies because a major part of the plot, it's important to the plot that you be able to interact with the enemies. You need to be able to have conversations with them. So I hit on the solution, okay, but I was worried, how am I going to make all these guys have dialogue? That's a lot of dialogue I'm going to have to do. What am I going to do with it? So I hit on the solution of themes, reference themes, which is also a bit of a joke, or it's a bit of a parody of RPGs, because RPGs, even to this day, RPGs tend to have themes for the various areas you go to. Grassland, fire, ice, you know, water, air, the elements, and technological dungeon. There's a huge list of RPG cliches that I like to reference to get ideas and stuff from. So I thought, okay, I'll do the terrain themes for each area, and then each area's enemies will follow a theme too, a reference theme. So the first one is Monty Python. And one of the Monty Python sketches from Flying Circus, it's a very funny sketch, is the Australian philosophers. And they all are named Bruce. Okay. So there's reference and humor, and this is a silly conversation. The enemies are supposed to be silly conversations, but sometimes they also impart very pertinent and important information, especially the first few. And several along the way in here, and I'm going to explain it all because I gotta spoon feed it to people, apparently. So, g'day, who are you, Bruce? He doesn't know who you are. None of them know who you are. They don't know what you're doing. None of them know what you're doing. They don't know anything about why you're there. So they have no reason to interact with you in any particular way that has to do with the main plot, because they don't know they're part of the main plot. Again, not fucking rocket science, but still. Jack Hoth. Sure your name ain't Bruce? No, I just said my name is Jack. Well, you must be new around here. Sure your name ain't Bruce? Might confuse everyone, so it's best we call you Bruce. No, my name isn't Bruce. I don't want to be called Bruce. See, this is where I might start getting fucked on the accents, because I can't do Irish and then go to Australian. They start blending together. Whatever, look mate, what is an old Bruce doing around here? Health and space safety inspection? Again, you're supposed to be kind of incognito, flying under the radar. He's being sneaky. So he's trying to avoid confrontation here. Don't sound kosher to me, Bruce. Think I need to take you in and get this all sorted. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Well, I guess we're gonna have to do this the hard way, Bruce. Stop calling me Bruce. Stop calling me Bruce. And we attack. We're going to attack our first Bruce. Good hit. Kill him. Aye. Drop him. There we go. And of course he gets bleeding just before he drops. It astounds me just how often that happens. Hello? He doesn't know who you are. Hello? What was your name? He doesn't know who you are. My name is Jack Hoth. Ah, people must laugh at you. Well, that's sort of the idea. I'm an entertainer. Ah, I see. I have a friend people laugh at all the time. Okay, sorry, I guess. His name is Hugh G. Cox. I see. He is married. Her name is Suki Cox. I'm sorry. Oh, so you laugh at my friends too. Prepare to die. And now there's two of them. Some of the mob battles are randomized. You get between 1 and 3. So you get like random difficulty levels on your encounters. Bosses are always the same. I like randomization. You know, so things are the same every time. You can actually play the game more than once, and got some decent drops there. You know, a couple more money bags. Probably need to heal up now. Okay, again, we're referencing Monty Python, and there's a second theme, which is military humor, so I don't know what they're also worried about. Those snipers couldn't hit an elephant at this city. that actually happened, basically. Well, it's apocryphal, but there was a general during the Civil War, and there were snipers firing at him and his group of his entourage, I guess, and they were walking along in their camp, and the general started saying, I don't know what you're all so worried about. Those snipers couldn't hit an elephant at this distance. And then he got shot through the left eye, I believe it was. So, actually happened, so they say. And again, it's a random thing, but it's just a bit of military humor. Area under construction, beware of falling blocks, rampaging Dobermans, runaway cars, and steamrollers, and tips up the nose, management. The fish called Wanda, with John Cleese and Michael Palin from Monty Python. G'day. Hello, may I pass? It's a free country, don't see no reason why you shouldn't. Again, he doesn't know who you are or what you're doing. But now you're being suspicious, so... But you must think there's a reason why I shouldn't. No. I was just asking because, reasons. Hey, what do you do for a living? You trying to change the subject, mate? No way, what would make you think that? I'm just curious. Well, alright. I was a grill knight. A grill knight? Yeah, it was pretty good too, till I took an arrow. No, I am not putting up any fucking arrow to the jokes. Let's do this. See, he's already kind of getting into the idea of being an RPG protagonist. Because let's face it, it is part of another cliche that I am deliberately exaggerating to satirize it here, is that, especially in classic RPGs, but even in the new RPGs, in most games, in fact, from Mario Brothers, first-person shooters, most platformers, in fact, you know, in adventure games, RPGs, it doesn't matter what the genre is, through the vast majority of games that have ever existed, most of the gameplay involves the main character or characters engaging in some sort of conflict with antagonists, usually of some sort of a physical, violent nature. So by the end of the game, you are, through a certain point of view, a mass murderer. And, quite often in RPGs, a raging kleptomaniac as well, that will steal anything that isn't bolted down. I didn't really get in much of the thievery in this one, because I didn't want to have to screw around with, like, breaking pots open, or other usual forms of theft, rummaging through people's houses and whatnot, because I didn't want a whole lot of, you know, there's no towns in this game, because, again, you're on a stealth mission, you're avoiding large numbers of people and the general public, for the most part, but still, another hole. It's full of Mellows Valor. Yeah, you can figure that one out for yourself. That one's a little dirty. But, Valor is the key word there, really. Morning, Squire. Morning. You look like a fine, strapping lad of the world. I'm sure. Let me ask you a question, Squire. Your girl, is she a mover? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, know what I mean, know what I mean. Yeah, I suppose she likes to move. She likes traveling, if that's what you mean. Oh, I bet she does. She like sport. A bit of the old assault with a friendly weapon, eh? Oh, yeah, she did gymnastics. Ooh, flexible then, mate. Mighty flexible. Oh, yeah, she also did ballet. Ooh, elegant too, then. Hey. She into pictures? I ask him knowingly. A bit of the old home movie, maybe. No, we don't have a camera. Which, now that I think about it, is a bit goofy if he's supposed to be a wee telly guy, but they wouldn't use it for what this guy's hinting at. Oh, but still, whoa. Look, are you trying to get at something? Oh, no, 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 no. Yes. Well, what is it? Well, you're a man of the world, Squire. You've done it, ain't you? What do you mean? You know, slept with a lady. Well, of course. What's it like? It's classic Monty Python. Just riffing on a classic. No. Of course not. I'm gonna have to pause it and get back to this point. I should have gone ahead and gotten some more healing items. It is what it is. You can't do anything about background math in games. Sometimes it has everything go your way and it's like you can do no wrong, and other times absolutely nothing happens because absolutely nothing will process. It is what it is. I'll be back. Alright, back to where I was. And I leveled up, and yeah, you want to know how finicky and weird it can be. The last I went through that battle again, and it was 3 enemies again, and I had 2 of them bleeding, and didn't counterattack, but 2 of them were bleeding. That's his initial status effect, is to make him bleed. Now, I will admit that the money bags are a bit irritating to have to get through, but I wanted to have random money from drops, and there was no way to do it without using plugins I didn't want to use. And even then, it wouldn't have been quite what I was wanting to have happen. The only way I can get it to work was to have it as a drop. So you have to use them that way. And I also tried to find a way to make it to where if you, like, opened up one money bag, it would just open up all of them, or it would use all of those items at once, but I couldn't find a way to do that either. And by the way, this is Herbert the Pervert from Family Guy, so if you talk to the dog, there's more there than just selling stuff. But I'm not going to bother with that at the moment. So let's get down here and go to the ice cream vendor, which is a riff on Monty Python's cheese shop sketch. G'day, you want to buy some ice cream? Say what now? Ice cream, Bruce, I sell ice cream. You want to buy some? Alrighty then. Alrighty then. Sure, why not? You have strawberry? I can't keep trying to do the accents back and forth, it just won't happen. Nope, sorry, all out. Oh, I see. Well, how about green tea? Not been out of that for ages. Well, how about vanilla then? Not much call for vanilla around here, Bruce. Not much call for it. It's the most popular flavor in the world. Not around here, Bruce. Hold on, let me see what I've got. No, I want to guess. It's more fun that way. Cherry chocolate chip? No. Dark chocolate? Nope. Regular chocolate? Sorry, Bruce. Just won't sell around here. Right. Look, do you even have any ice cream? Of course I do. Fine. Parmesan cheese ice cream then, which is a reference to the show Super Sizers. One of our best sellers, sir. Oh, good. I'll try some. Ah, damn the cat. Ah, damn, the cat just ate the last bit I have in stock. Can hardly keep it on the shelves. Of course the cat ate it. A vodka marshmallow? Sorry, Bruce, no. Alright, now you're just taking a piss. And for all our friends not in the know, taking a piss means screwing with someone. If you ever go to England, Ireland, they say it too. If you're taking a piss, that's mostly Ireland, I think. If you're taking a piss, it means you're screwing with them, messing around. Do you really have any ice cream? Of course I do, Bruce. Finest ice cream vendor in these parts. Never had a complaint on how clean the place is. Well, you certainly don't seem to be contaminated with much ice cream. Custard and fish sticks? Nah, we only do that for one fella in a fez. Ain't seen him in ages. Doctor Who reference. Look, do you actually have any ice cream in this shop? Yeah, no. I've been wasting your time for a laugh. Right, you do realize I'm going to have to kill you now, on principle. Do what you gotta do, Bruce. And in the cheese shop sketch, the guy pulls a gun and shoots the vendor, the customer. So again, it works in beautifully with the game. But still, of course, I managed to survive on just a tiny sliver of health. Oh wells. Getting 3 guys early on can be a bit of a pain, but you also get a good chunk of experience this way. Instead of like, it's 6 XP per guy, so if it's only 1, you get 6. With 3, you get 18. So, you level up a lot faster. You just have to be sure to keep enough health items on hand. You also get more drops and stuff. You're a lot more likely to get things like treasure chest keys, and come on. And of course, again, bleeding as he dies. See, we got 3 money bags there, so not too bad. No treasure chest keys yet. That's another one that's randomized. Whether or not you can, or they drop the treasure chest key is random, and what you get out of the treasure chest is random. So it is entirely possible to get a very, very good weapon very early in the game that makes things way easier. Not very probable, but possible. So we should be good for another battle or 2. And again, it may seem like, oh no, now I don't have enough healing items and stuff. Okay, so this guy, that's the not dead yet general. We'll skip him. Now this girl, again, if you actually are familiar with RPGs, this all makes perfectly good sense. Howdy, what you up to? Oh, I'm on an adventure. Really? I've been on an adventure. Cool, what happened? Well, I woke up late one day and my mom sent me to get cake for my 15th birthday. I'm working a ton of RPG cliches into this little bit of a parody right here, jokey parody story. Cliche 1, waking up late at the start of the game. 2, having to go, the mother sending them to do something. And 3, RPG characters often are quite young, especially in Japanese ones. I ended up having to go all over the damn village to find it. Fetch quest, a joke. When I got back home, my mom was dead. Some guy with crazy hair and cool facial scar had killed her. I'm not gonna list off all the cliches, but there's a ton of them through here. He laughed when I tried to fight him and knocked me down. I woke up a bit later and my whole village was destroyed. He even ate my cake. I don't know why that always makes me laugh. Again, if you actually read the dialogue in a conversational manner, it's a lot funnier. I chased after him for several whole days. Because for some reason RPGs don't seem to take, it doesn't matter what all goes on. Sometimes it seems like it could all happen in a very short period of time. He raped my truck, ran over my horse, blew up my boyfriend, and shot my dog. It's not so much a parody of RPGs as combining the kind of cliche country music thing with RPG parody there. When I finally achieved my fantasy, again, that's almost, I'm not just nudging you in the ribs there, I'm slapping you in the face with that one. Final fantasy, fucking hell. Of gaining enough skill to fight him, I found out the asshole was my long-lost brother. Whoa. Oh yeah, then I killed him, but did my trouble stop there? Hell no. A coalition of people from all the villages I had visited got together to sue me. For what? All I did was take their stuff. Kleptomania. No! Yes! And for some reason, no one ever asked me out now. I just get hit on by old men that own shops. Another one. Oh my! This adventurer crap just isn't what they hype it up to be. And still on your adventure? Yeah. Well, good luck to you. You're gonna need it. Again, I thought that was pretty damn funny. It's full of donuts, because it's a donut hole. I mean, there's tons of stuff in this game that it's funny. It really is, if you actually just read it. It's dialogue, and people having a conversation. Please stay off the shrubberies. Knee! Oh, no. I say, are you saying knee to that old woman? Yeah. Oh my, what horrible times we live in when ruffians roam the land, say knee to anyone they like. I say there is a pox upon the lands. Look, you loony, I whacked my leg on a stick. I have no freaking clue what you're going on about. I yelled knee because I hit it. Another Monty Python reference. The knights who say knee. Knee. And we have some more military humor here. If at first you don't succeed, call in an airstrike. Boom. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot over. A crackly voice replies, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot out. WTF. Military speak. G'day, Bruce. Hello, and my name isn't Bruce. Well, la de fucking da. Right then, welcome you pommy bastard, and get ready for a major ass whipping. A little bit more antagonistic there. And it's one dude. We can kill one dude. Not if he dodges. Whack. Oh. Alright, come on. Fall down. Play dead. Better yet, don't play. I think we just got a treasure chest key. Wax McCrack. We found 82 Boontang. We's got monies. None shall pass. Look, I really don't want to fight any more of you guys. Can't you just let me get by you, please? None shall pass. Alright, fuck it. Okay, this is, again, I'm trying to impart some information. It's silly, it's a reference to Monty Python, the Black Knight, and Holy Grail, but I'm also trying to impart some character information. Jack is getting into the swing of things. He's starting to accept his role as the RPG protagonist that goes around killing people. Again, it's not rocket science. Or as Kim Cornette would say, it's not brain science or rocket surgery. This is guard. He's gonna die anyway. I know I can't kill him without taking any more damage, but I let him bleed out. Right then, you're a worthy foe, but I really have to get going. 'Tis but a flesh wound. Have at thee. What, you ready fool? I've had one of your arms off. No, you haven't. Look. Ha, I've had worse shaving. You haven't even got your weapon. What are you gonna do? Drown me in your spurting blood? Ha! Ha ha, I feel a bit thud. Stupid git. I mean, yeah, sure, if you just read it in a monotone, robotic voice, it isn't going to be all that funny, but, I mean, again, if you play any game that has dialogue, don't you try to have a voice in your head and read it like it's people talking? I don't know. Whatever. G'day, mate. Want to buy some lunch then? Spam sketch reference. Or homage riffing on it. Sure, what you got? Ayn Rand, baked beans and Rand, baked beans sausage and Rand, Rand egg sausage, baked beans, Rand and Rand, Rand egg sausage, Rand egg, Rand sausage, baked Rand beans and Rand, or and lovely lobster bisque with chips, sweet corn sprouts, and a great big side of Ayn Rand. Haven't you got anything without Ayn Rand? Well, the baked bean sausage and Rand hasn't got much Rand in it. I don't like Rand. Ayn Rand was a philosopher and author. Wrote a book called Atlas Shrugs. Most famously, I believe. And known for protagonists who were basically assholes, essentially. And I'm not talking in the Byron sense, I just mean just flat-out assholes. Had this philosophy, Randism, I think it's called, but basically that's what it is. The philosophy is essentially might makes right. Whoever has the most power and money can do whatever they want because they should just be allowed to. Yeah, it's a fucking asshole. Essentially a bitch. One enemy, we can kill one enemy. Enemy. And you bleed, and you die. This area looks a little bare. It's a little bare. That's called a pun. Hey, boo-boo. I'm looking for a picnic basket. It's Yogi. Hey, you're that bloke with the green hair what's been killing us Bruces. And we fight, and you die. Whack. It's you miss me. Ouch. Ow. Ow, that hurt. Stop hitting me. I try to do walking money bags. We got some ganja. Shot of epi. Nice spoils. Oh lordy, I'm dying. I never wanted to be a frontiersman, you know. I wanted to be a lumberjack. Swinging from tree to tree. Again, Monty Python, the lumberjack. Look it up. It's fucking funny. Oh, we missed somebody over here. Or I missed somebody over here. Oh well, I'll get him when I come back through. Won't be that big of a deal. And because I'm the game developer, I know that the end was closer than coming back over here, but a player wouldn't, and I'm trying to play this the way a player would. Oh, I do need this. I need the money bags. Buy some more beer. We buy the beer. We buy lots of beer. A six-pack, in fact. Aha! And we go, and we go, and we go, and we run and we play. We go to the show. Who are you? I tell you, I'm not the Messiah. I'm a very naughty boy. Okay, that's nice. I think I'll just be moving along. Oh, sorry, Bruce. I thought you might be one of them Messiah hangers, huh? No, I don't really believe in any of that stuff. Good. I tells them, I says, I'm not a Messiah. So they says, only a Messiah denies it. And I tries to do a bit of the old psychology on him. I says, alright then, I am the Messiah, and I want y'all to line up for sex. So you know what they did? I think I can guess. They start going on about how I am the Messiah, and start taking their bloody clothes off. Took a lot of splaining to get the bob off my arse, I tell you what. And in England, the bob is... the bobbies. Please. So then I says to him, fuck off. And then this cheeky bugger pops up and says, how shall we fuck off, our lord? Bad out of conniption, I tell you no lie. Oi, Ed. I heard some rumors about some bloke with green hair while going around killing Bruces. Who are you, then? Hey, look over there! Funny shit. I'd laugh at it a lot more if I hadn't read it about 1 million fucking times. Some of it still cracks me up no matter how many times I read it. Oh, good grief, come on. Game mechanics. There we go. Boy, this has not been a great run so far. Had a couple of good drops, but I know what I need to do. Save it so I don't get myself screwed over again. Who are you, maggot? Private Hoth, sir. Well, just remember this, my boy. The point of war isn't to die as some fool ideal of glory and service to your country. It's to make the other poor bastards die for theirs. Hoorah! Hey there, Bruce. Can you help me get me unstuck, mate? My bloody feet have been nailed to the ground. Started sounding like Liverpool or something there. Why? I don't bloody know, now do I? I guess someone didn't want me moving. Afraid I might muscle through these bars with me mighty pecker and escape. Now, me mighty pecker. I love that one because, again, it's Mighty Python, a riff on a Mighty Python sketch, the parrot sketch. And if you've never seen it, this guy has bought a parrot at a pet shop. The parrot is dead. He goes back to the shop and is complaining. And the shopkeeper keeps telling him he's not dead, he's pining for the fjords. And, you know, the customer says that he discovered the only reason that the parrot was on the perch in the first place was because it had been nailed there. The shopkeeper replies, well, I had to nail him to the perch now, didn't I? If I hadn't, he would have muscled out of the balls with his mighty pecker and flown away. See, I love the putting a joke in there like that because it takes something. The sketch is hilarious to begin with, but then you put it in a completely different context with a person saying that, and it completely changes the meaning of it, and it is fucking funny. Me mighty pecker. I will not apologize. Cranberry juice. Cranberry sugar water. Cranberry apple sugar water. I'm not dead, I'm pining for the fjords. Yeah, I think we'll be alright, unless it's 3 of them. Sorry, mate, I can't help myself. Me walk's gone all silly lately. Monty Python Department of Silly Walks. Nope, it's just one guy. We're good. Good grief, we're having to level up slow on this one. See, that's why you would want more enemies. You know, it's random encounters, but sometimes you want more enemies. Because you want to level, and of course you get a critical hit, and he's going to be dead anyway. Every time. Okay, not every time, but sometimes it feels that way. Sometimes it really feels that way. Alright. Cheerio. Careful of Iceland. I shall take all I can get, old bean. Try to look unimportant. They may be low on ammo. Maybe a tad difficult with my hair. True. Well then, just remember that if they're in range, So are you. Again, it does a bit of military humor. Having some fun. Try it sometime. Hello there, Jack. Who the hell are you? Hell. Puns, you know, wordplay. Fuck. My name is Beelzebub. Now that is definitely an inside joke. I like watching ghost hunting shows. Most Haunted, Ghost Adventures, when they're not, everything's a demon. Ghost Hunters, when it was on. Paranormal Lockdown is a pretty good one. Kindred Spirits, I believe. Yeah, Kindred Spirits is pretty good. But I also like poking fun at him and kind of making jokes at times. So when somebody will go, "Is there anybody there?" That's kind of an impression of Yvette Fielding from Most Haunted. Or anything like that. You know, I have some stock responses that I like to use, and my favorite one is Beelzebub. He's Beelzebub. He's from the Deep South. And then we get to the joke that most people, I would expect a lot of people at least to get, is reference to the song "The Devil Went Down in Georgia." A deal? What kind of deal? Well, I tell you what, I came to town and I'm looking for a soul to steal. Well, go find someone else's. I need mine. Don't you want to know what my deal is? I imagine it has something to do with a fiddle made of gold or something similar. How did you know that? Wild stab in the dark. And you're sure you won't deal? Nope. Alright then. How about something a bit more simple? I need someone to do something for me. How about a straight swap? You do a task for me and I'll give you something that's useful. No catch. No catch? Nope. What do you want me to do? I need you to find a guy named Johnny for me. And tell him I'm looking for it. We're supposed to have a contest and he keeps ducking me. And again, there's no reason whatsoever why a new player couldn't go ahead and decide they're going to go find Johnny, so we can talk to some people. It's just like my granny used to say, give a man a match, he's warm for a minute. Light a man on fire and he's warm for the rest of his life. Didn't take no shit, did my old granny. There's no fox in here, because it's not a foxhole. We can talk to this guy. And I will do my best to explain this. My rifle instructor taught me that... Oh, this is a different one. My rifle instructor taught me the secret to always have a perfect aim. What is it? Shoot first, and say whatever you hit was your target. Again, just some military humor. This is not Johnny. Can I get a ride? Sorry, the ferry is closed. Well then, what are you doing here? These days, well now I spin me yards and spend me days in talking. Out here? Nah, I just missed the river. It was the only job I knew. It was hard but never lonely. The river ferry made a man of me. Ah. It's a song, an Irish folk, well, kind of a folk song. I think it's a newer song, actually. Oh, the strawberry beds swing down to fairy feet. Fair fairy made a man of me. This is the good one. The other day, the Archies were letting off some ack-ack at the Jerry's. Artillery were firing at the Germans. We had ground pounders incoming, so we called the CMFWIC to get the gun buddies on target. Ground pounders are infantry, chief motherfucker who is in charge. Who's in charge? Gun bunnies, artillery, guys. We turned into a total bag of dicks. Sarge even said, Bohika. Out loud, we went from snafu to foobar in about 10 seconds. Turned into a total bag of dicks means everything is going absolutely wrong. Sarge even said Bohika, which is, hell, I can't remember Bohika. I don't remember what Bohika stands for, but snafu's situation normal, all fucked up, to fucked up beyond all recognition. So we jumped in the Jeep to say Alpha Mike, Foxtrot, and Fido. That's, AMF. I can't remember what those mean either. Something to do about get the fuck out of here. But a shell came down close and sent us tits over our ass, head over heels. I had to do a long stretch with a penis machinist after that. I tell you no lie, they're doctors. Can't remember what a few of those mean. And here we have Johnny Howdy, who is actually Siler from Stargate SG-1, and it's a running gag, and a mixture of him and Kenny from South Park. A running gag that, because in Stargate SG-1 there's a character called Sergeant Siler, and he was played by the stunt guy, the stunt coordinator, who was responsible for all the stunt work. And since he was the main stunt guy, Sergeant Siler tended to be the guy who did a lot of the stunt work, which means Sergeant Siler tended to get hurt a lot. And Kenny got killed all the time in early South Park. I don't remember when if they stopped doing it. I haven't watched South Park in years. Who's asking? I'm Jack. I met a guy who's looking for someone named Johnny. Red skin and horns. That's him. Ah! And again, I don't know why. It makes me laugh. I figured it would make some people laugh, other people laugh too. I don't think I'm the only person with the sense of humor that would find that funny. I'm afraid you can't go any further this way, sir. Why not? This is a bridge too far. Another military reference. It's a book and a movie. It's about Operation Market Garden in World War II. But I can give you a couple of beers for your trouble. Oh, and that guy wanted me to tell you something. Sometimes a triangle is just a triangle, but sometimes they point to things too. Hint, hint. There's also stuff on the stumps. This one is turned on by cripple porn. Don't ask it, stumps him too. A tin cup with change sitting in front of this stump. Yeah, I shouldn't have to explain it. I'm not going to. This stump is named Ren. It has a friend named Emmy. Something that is burned along one side. This tree has something carved into it. Kilroy was here. Another military reference. And the other two are references to a graphic novel called Katawa Shoujo. I believe is how it's pronounced. So it appeared to be a former tree. This is another reference to the parrot sketch. It's full of worms, because it's a wormhole. I did not want to do that. Wormhole. Wormhole. Place to prevent bypassing the first boss by order of the CBPP. Cheating Bastard Prevention Program. Because, there was an accident in where I placed the first boss in Jack to the Future, the original. Well, this is a remake and parody of that game, actually, but in that one, you could, I didn't realize it, but you could just go right around the first boss. You didn't have to fight him. It was an accident, so I modified that game to put that sign in there, and then I kept it because I thought it was funny. Found him yet? Yes, I did, and he screamed and jumped into a river. Trance, another one gets away. We earned a new weapon. Oh, I forgot something. Out of my way. Boing! Arrow. And we found something because it pointed to something. Arrow. Arrows point to stuff sometimes. Triangles see the trees don't, because they're just trees. They might look like triangles, but they don't point to anything. They're just trees. But that triangle that's very, very deliberately put there in a weird sort of way. So yeah, that pointed to something. And what did it point to? We can optimize, and now we've got a new dagger that's better. We don't have better armor, but we do have a fly swatter which improves defense. So now we're doing better, and we have gone to the end, because you can always explore in games. You don't have to just do enemy, 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 enemy. And let's look at all the stuff there is at the end. So that's one of the things that Benji Katie said, there's nothing to do but battles. Well, holy fuck, maybe if you weren't ignoring everything else, there would have been something else to do besides battles. Because you can talk to all the NPCs here, all the shelves and stuff have stuff on them. You can interact with candy, the sign says. They are chocolate tits filled with liquid marshmallow. Okay, then. Candy, the sign says. Pineapple flavored chocolates. Sounds yummy. Oh, that's right. Nothing picky about that. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, of course you don't. If you did, you'd bend me on Ed. And that'd just be weird. Radio, Ed. Nice talking to you. I need to go now. Ed Byrne. Oh no, the neutrinos have mutated. Have they? What? I know that show. I was just working on a routine about the movie 2012. I'm always up for a bit of crack. Crack, it means fun. And I love a good bit of sci-fi, but that's just taking a piss. The neutrinos have mutated. They're fundamental particles. They can't just change. Even if they could, they never bring it up again. It's just an excuse for John Cusack to run away from lava for 2 hours. Don't think I ever saw it. Never took that 2012 stuff serious. Figured the movie would be daft. Well, it is, it is. And I'm just nitpicking. There's all kinds of things that they could have done, and they went with that. Yeah, I see what you mean. Well, nice chatting with you, Dara. And you as well. It's Dara O'Brien. And this is Bill Bailey, another comedian from England who does really funny music and fun stand-up stuff. An adventurer walks into a pub and goes up to a bloke. The bloke starts telling an adventurer who goes into a pub joke. Whoa, this joke just got all meta on my ass. A black guy, a priest, and a KKK member walk into a pub, and the whole thing unfolds with tedious inevitability. A horse walks into a pub and orders a flaming haymaker. The landlord looks at him and says, "Nay." Miss, my girl, I tell you, bud, she was only a gravedigger's daughter, but not just any cadaver. Miss, my girl, I tell you, bud, she was only a mechanic's daughter, but she always knew how to use the tool in her box. I'm not going to apologize, it still makes me laugh. Let's kick this up a notch. It's Emerald, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh! What is it? Potatoes! What? Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads. Let's see what our score is. 166, that's a good score. Loaves of magic bread, what do they do? The first sample is a seeded rye bread, deep purple in color with streaks of other colors through it. It smells like apples, but tastes like pears. The sign says a full slice will grant the power of weapon mastery for a few hours. Side effects from overuse: blurred vision and mild nausea. The second sample is a light brown meat. It seems to radiate warmth. It smells of grass and tastes of dirt. The sign says a full slice will grant the power of running like a horse for an hour or so. Overuse can cause numbness in the extremities. Yeah, I think I won't be buying any of these. See, all the shelves have funny stuff on them. Wordplay, just weird juxtapositions and contrasts, just silly stuff, but it's fun. Different kinds of drinks, the sign says. Demonic Stout Cocktail, Dread Trap Terror Tea, Amazing Tea Annihilation, Big Handful Cola. Okay, Terror Tea, huh? That's just what I want to drink. Terror Tea. I'm not going to go through all of them. Get the game and play it for yourself, it's free. You can pay a little bit of money to contribute, which would be appreciated, but you don't have to. You can get it for free. Have a good time. Laugh. Hello there, I'm the shopkeeper. Take a look. I have no money. Oh, but I will show you something. Well, I can open up some money bags. So now I have some money. I don't think I need to buy anything. No. But I'll show you something. People have complained in this about it taking a while to get back to the ends. I've seen a couple of complaints about people complaining that it takes too long to get back to the ends. Well, holy shit, if you just fucking look at the stuff that's available to buy at the end, you would find that every single end has a warp key for a grand total of 400 poontang money, which is very easy to get in later parts of the game where it does take longer to get back. You can buy a warp key and go back to the end any fucking time you want. Imagine that. All you'd have to do is actually look and observe. But that apparently is just too fucking hard for people. Don't forget, everyone looks brave holding a machine gun. Probably true. Unless they're scared, in which case they probably still won't look very brave. Je pique dans votre direction générale. I don't speak French, but I think I'm pronouncing that mostly correct. I fart in your general direction. It's Monty Python and the Holy Grail. The French taunter taunts in French. Say, what? Voltaire merust un hamster et Voltaire peris set des chassets malodorants. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries. I don't understand. I am insulting you, silly English. First off, I'm fucking Irish. And second, what the hell kind of insults are those? Outrageous French ones. Oh. Yay, a good battle. We have no skills yet. We can't pay the bills. Ouch. Ouch. Stop hitting me. You meanie. Die. Grief. Haha. Oh. Bastard. Come on, just die already. Fuck. Yeesh. I probably should have given him an active skill from the start of the game. But I mean, you get it in just a few levels. I mean, I think you get your first active skill at level 4. Yeah, I believe it's 4. 3 or 4. It's 4. Because level 3, you get your first passive skill. Level 4, you get your first active skill. That's a combat, an attack, and then level 5 you get your first active skill that's defensive, that helps with your dodging and I think that one just helps with dodge, actually. See, self-defense against fruit, which is another My Python reference. Probably better go heal up, I think. I think we're good on healing items for the moment, but we should go ahead and heal. And another RPG parody referenced RPGs. 18 poontang for one night. Recovery and resuscitation services included. Massage optional, would you like to stay? It is a staple of RPGs that a night at the inn will cure all your ails. A team member can be knocked out, dead, whatever you want to call it, and a night at the inn will cure you. So, recovery and resuscitation services included. It's just a little joke about RPGs. And again, people don't pay any attention, so... Let's go, let's fight you. It's me daughter's wedding today. And again, they don't know who you are. But at this point, again, the idea is that Jack is just kind of accepting the role that he's found himself in, as I said. before, I believe. He's getting into it. He's the protagonist of an RPG, so you fight enemies, you kill the enemies. Oh well, this should be a happy occasion. Let's not bicker over who killed who. Again, Holy Grail, the wedding. Nobody expects the British Inquisition. It's the Spanish Inquisition sketch. And since the first skill is a passive skill, it increases counterattack. Speak of the devil. But it's only a little bit. You know, I think you got about a 10% counterattack rate at this point. Which does mean that you should counterattack reasonably often, actually. You know, you don't... I can't have it processing too often, otherwise the battles get too easy. Especially these early ones, if you're counterattacking left-right. Because, I mean, the first boss fight can either end up being really hard, or you can just burn right through it. And it all kind of comes down to how your skills, your passive abilities process. Because you can counterattack and bleeding attacks as your two passive abilities that you start with. Your first skill increases your ability to counterattack. Your first attack skill increases the odds of causing bleeding wounds. So and then your third skill increases your dodge. So, if you get to the boss fight, and it can either be that nothing wants to process, and it's very, very hard at times when that happens, or everything's processing constantly, and you just burn right through it. Optimally, which is true of all gameplay, you hope for something in the middle, to where it's a tough fight, it feels like a boss fight, but it's not impossible to beat. To pass the Bridge of Doom, you must first answer a question. Okay, what is the unlading airspeed of a Falcon? American or Irish? I don't know that. Holy Grail, Bridge of Doom. See, I put a lot of Holy Grail references in here because that's the Monty Python movie that most people have seen. And will know those references better than probably a lot of the other ones. Even if they've only ever seen them as memes with things like the Black Knight's "'Tis but a flesh wound," or "It's only a flesh wound," or whatever. Or the Knights of St. Knee, and the Bridge of Doom. All that stuff. Boing! Splash. Actually, you can just hold down Z and they'll just kind of go through. That's not too bad. Now we should probably go buy some more stuff. What I should have done there is just gone and healed it up at the end and then bought some more items. That was kind of a waste of money. Well, a waste of items, because you can fully heal for 18, and the healing items, those cost like 30 each, so a bit stupid. Oh wells. Don't always remember to do everything the smartest way. Speaking of which... Save it. I think I'm going to go this way now. Hold on there, mate. You match the description of a masked killer that's been seen around these parts. Yes, I do. And it was rather foolish of you to get in my way. This is an RPG and I'm on a quest. Again, I am trying to get across, unfortunately, unsuccessfully for most people, it seems, or a lot of people, it seems, that Jack is just fully, at this point, is just given in. He's the protagonist of an RPG. He's on a quest. You're gonna die if you get in his way. And we got bleeding. So now there's tactics in this game. There's a lot of tactics in this game. It doesn't seem apparent from the beginning because, of course, at the beginning of any game it's very simple. But we've caused this guy to start bleeding, so there's no reason to keep attacking him. He's going to die. Our efforts would be better served killing this guy faster, to end the encounter quicker. Now, of course, no counterattack, damage, and yet again, bleeding procs as he's dying, so it's amazing how often that happens. Oh no, I'm dead! No, wait, I feel better, I'm feeling happy! See, the first part of this encounter, there's no reference. I'm trying to get across some information, some character information. Jack's attitude is changing. His reluctance to fight. You notice that the earlier conversations were a lot longer. He's no longer as reluctant to fight. He's just kind of getting right into it. Now we have the Monty Python reference in a double fight. Oh, you bastard. Haha. I dodged too. I dodge better than you. Usually. That was a nice hit. Better heal. Haha, you die. Visa Tornado Altvia. Not anymore, you don't. Feel happy, that is. Why are you green? A witch turned me into a newt. Right, you don't look much like a newt. Now this'll be easy. One dude. Oh, come on. Wieso Tornado Altvia? Well, I did get better, at least until you came along and killed me. Oh, I'm dead. No, he's green because he's an angry Bruce. It's burned. Something bad must have happened, yeah. Something did happen. It was bad. Let's heal again. And go off this way. Let's head towards the end of the area and try to get into some harder fights and level up a bit faster. These guys are a bit tougher. Help, help, I'm being repressed. Come see the violence inherent in the system. And we got an angry Bruce combo. That's alright. We'll get 24, 30, 36 experience, I think, from this one. Aha. Could get killed after that, so... Haha. Not having any luck at all with bleeding on this room. Again, right before he dies. And we level up. And we get our first active skill. It's our first attack skill. Try to avoid these assholes so we can get back to the end. Whoa! Whoa! Slow down! And now we're level 4, we can fight the garden hoe. Cause that's how it goes. That's how it goes. It goes, it goes. Go upstairs. Not enough money. We do not have enough money. We must get more money. We have 8 money back. We got good money. The best odds there. And we have not had any treasure chest keys, I don't think. That's abnormal. Kinda sucks. Getting treasure chest keys is very useful. Now we can go ahead and talk to some of the people up here. Hello there. I'm really not surprised that you murdered him, to be honest. Say what? I didn't murder anyone. Oh, I'm dreadfully sorry, Albie. Thought you were someone else. It's the hair. This place is weird. Essia. Hi. Whoa, 3 eyes. You have 3 eyes. My, how very observant of you. Sorry, never seen anyone with 3 eyes. Not a real third eye, anyway. Oh, well, we aren't that common, so I understand, I guess. You're also cold. Well, I'm giving you the cold shoulder. Ah. You're silly, I'm just joking. I'm a Zuef, an ice elf. My name is Essia. What's yours? Jack. Oh, that's an old name. Don't hear it much these days. You look like an adventurer. I am. I'm on a quest. Well, I don't want to be rude, but unless there's something else... Well, you could come with me. Oh, is that a proposal? We ice elves take such things very serious. Asking a girl to come away with you? That is tantamount to asking me to elope with you. Oh, well, I know you didn't mean that. You fall for it every time. Although, if I were to go with you, it would be just as I said. So as intriguing as your offer is, I have to refuse. Perhaps we will meet again, adventurer. Goodbye. So long. Thanks for all the fish. Hi. Hello there, and you are? I'm the road worker's daughter. Would you like to go outside and get your asphalt? Your asphalt. Wait a minute, what? Sorry about the mix-up. I thought you were here for a shipment. I just love those jokes. Well, if it isn't a green-haired loon, I've always wanted to see one of you. Say what? It's a dope joke. Never mind. Who are you? Jack Hoth. Well, ain't that a coinky-dink? My name's How Hard. How hard what? Really? You really want to go there? Might as well. Some cocks, some dicks, or nipples. Nice. So, what brings you to the inn? I'm looking for the great king of the turtle people, the Sheldon. I see. They say he's a great warrior, the greatest in the lands. Those who find him will learn much on the path of greatness. Cool. We can skip Edge Noble Mourner. That one's kind of funny, but not the best. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? No, who the fuck are you? I asked first. No, you didn't. You walked into my room and I asked you. Did so? Did not. Yes, I did. Get out of my room, pervert. Who are you calling a pervert? You're the pervert. The bad man is touching me. Eek. Oh, fuck. Time to get out of here. Crazy damn kid. Eek. She smiles and winks at you as you rush from the room. She is an in-game representation of my puckish sense of humor. That, and for some reason I've always found kids saying things that you don't think that kids should say, or wouldn't expect kids to say, to be funny. Even though she's not actually a kid. You'll find that out later. Go away! No. It's the god no. So now we've got our skills. Can't use that one yet. We can attack. We miss. Now we hit. Okay. Nice. Because for some reason this run does not want to process bleeding at all. And now she's gonna dodge. That's alright. There we go. Of course, almost the end of the damn fight. But healing will avail you not. You will die. Yuck. Haha. Just attack and finish it. Hopefully. Haha. Huzzah. So, experience. Because you can get a good drop from her. It's a bit of armor. Sometimes it drops, sometimes it does not. This has not been a very good run. I have not gotten anything really good. And even worse, no treasure chest keys. Not good. Or did we get one key? I don't think we ever got one. Maybe we did get one. Don't remember. Usually you're gonna end up getting a couple of them. I should have just went ahead and loaded up with as much as I could. Oh well. We still got some other enemies we can fight and kill. I mean, experience-wise, we're doing pretty good. Because killing the garden hoe right there, again, wordplay people. And now for something totally different. I'm not going to have to kill you. Another reference. My Python there. And now for something completely different. I just changed it to total because I could. I could have used my skill. No! Haha. I was hoping we'd make him move. That's good. See, now we're getting stuff processing. Counterattack has been processing pretty good. It's just nobody's bleeding. Not until it's really not even useful for them to. Figures. Wipes blood from blades, then whistles jauntily as he nonchalantly walks over the corpse. Again, character point here. He's just completely given in at this point. He is no longer resisting. He's not reluctant. He's just, you know, I'm in an RPG. I'm going to go kill people. Oh, there's nothing Nietzsche couldn't teach you about the drinking of the best. Socrates himself was perpetually pissed. think we should point out that in this context, being pissed means drunk. Ah, sure. Oh, Plato, they say, can pack it away, a bottle and a half every day. Aristotle, the Oakley, what a bottle. Hobbes got drunk with his grin. And Rene Descartes was a boozy lark. I get drunk, therefore I am. Yes, Socrates himself is particularly missed. A little funny thing when you're wonderfully missed. It's a riff on the philosopher, the Australian philosopher song. I mentioned them with the Bruces. There's also a song involved in that sketch. Counter. Counter. Bastards. Finish him off. Haha. Just bleeding for some reason just does not want to process this playthrough. I swear it's weird. I've had playthroughs of this when I was playtesting that it would be almost every fight somebody would end up bleeding. Okay, not that often, but often enough. And then there's other times it's like this. It's processed twice, I think, now. That's it. It's bizarre. But game mechanics, what can you do? Have at you. What do you mean, have at thee? What is this, Shakespeare in the Park? Bend over and get ready for a spin. Yep. And I'm on an older computer, that's why it lags. And I'm recording and playing this at the same time, so... Come on, bleed, damn it. Getting pretty dodgy on here, but bleeding does not want to process. It's very strange. Come on. It gets him at least. And again, it goes off as they die. Or when it kills them. Or when they're already being killed by the damage, whatever. It happens so fucking often, it's ridiculous. Silly freak. But I mean, the nice thing about going through here and doing all this is that you get lots of money bags. Why are we here? What's life all about? Is God really real? Or is there some doubt? Oh boy, this is going to be a rough one. We got a Mighty Bruce. We got two Mighty Bruces. And of course, no bleeding. Better late late than never, I suppose. You should hit the other guy. Oh, that's okay, I suppose. Because those dudes have a strong attack. That works. Yay, we're finally having bleeding process. Good grief. Oh, look at it this way. Now you don't have to worry about it. Need to fight this guy. Because you want to aim for about 5 levels per area. Then you should, you know, as long as Jack has gone up about 5 levels, you should be able to beat the boss. Oh, and life's a piece of shit, and just take a look at it. Life's a laugh and death's a joke, it's true. You'll see it's all a show, keep on laughing as you go. Just remember that the last laugh's on you. So always look on the bright side of life. Oh hell, I should have healed. I don't think they'll kill me. I'm gonna need to heal up and save after this one, so I don't... Hopefully, I won't have too many problems. Yeah, I better go ahead and take another one. Refusal tornado out here. Die, you commie bastard. I don't know, I just felt like saying it. I'll take it. Definitely take that. Die, Bruce. Bye, Bruce, bastard. I should be using my skill. Yeah. Now things are processing real well. So now we hit level 5, we've got our next skill. Life is quite absurd, and death's the final word. You must always face the curtain with a bow. So always look on the bright side of death. Just before I draw my terminal breath. And a remote control marked bridge. You push the button. Because you need to kill that guy to get the boss. Actually. I think I'm just going to go ahead and go heal and save. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah. The hell? Sorry, it froze up on me there for a second. Well, lagged horribly. Horribly. You bloody bastard, what do you think you're doing? Get out of here. I would like to heal. I want to rest at the end and heal up a little bit. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Taxi. Come on. Taxi. 15, 16, 17, 18. No. I should be counting down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can just hold Z down. Now we can go ahead and fight some more enemies, but we don't really have to. We can go ahead and get a couple of those, one of those, and some of those. But I mean, it's again, this is one of those things with any RPG, and you can use the difficulty settings if you don't want to fight as many enemies. The high I8 grind difficulty is 140% XP boost, so you could probably get away with only fighting maybe about 5 less enemies, 4 or 5 less. The next one is 180% experience boost. Like I said, you aim for about 5 levels per area before you fight the boss for this game. Now obviously, there's no way to know that necessarily, but at the same time, again, if you've actually played an RPG, you should know that you don't necessarily have to fight every single enemy. Because, yeah, get on with it. I fucking well did. It's just, you know, I'm not saying that the dialogue is bad, it's just, I've read through all of this stuff so many times. I'm gonna go ahead and fight the last few enemies, because I want the money, basically. And again, that's another one. Because the skill, what it does is it increases your, if you read it, it gives a boost to agility and evasion, so you should be a lot more dodgy. But for some reason, it will just, it's just like the bleeding and the counterattack. Sometimes it will just process over and over and over again. It seems like, and other times, see, I haven't dodged a single damn time, which is abnormal. That's 6 attacks, haven't dodged once. Finally dodged there, and at a good time, too. That time, did you, fucker? Let's attack that. That works. Haha. See, he agrees with me. Haha. Hee. Just for That's a Bill Bailey reference. I wonder where that old bug has gone. You do love it so. And it went wherever I did go. Have you tried looking in the cupboard? Wouldn't you like to know? But it went wherever I did go. Fishy, 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 oh. Monty Python and the Meaning of Life. It's a really strange thing. Just look up Monty Python the fish. It's fucking hilarious. And absolutely bizarre, but still hilarious. Finally we get some dodging going on. Miss me. Miss me. Ouch. Ouch. Ow. Ouch. Stop hitting me. Bleed. Fuck you. Ow. Nice. Yeah, bleeding now, motherfucker. You did get... Oh, fuck. Oh, you bloody bastard. I can't believe you actually managed to dodge that. You son of a bitch. You didn't dodge that now, did ya? You bastard. Got us some money. Much of money, baby. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Come on. Yeah. Game. Hello. Game. Come on. We'll fight the last guy. Hello. Isn't it nice to have a penis? Isn't it lovely to have a dong, a spinach-colored Johnson, a green one-eyed Wong? Again, Monty Python in the meaning of life. What the fuck is wrong with you? They're crazy, man. Crazy. Oh. Oh. You keep hitting me. Oh. Damn it. Why won't you just bleed and die for me? Ow. Hell. I didn't want to have to use up one of these. Oh well. 500! Yeah, baby. Can use some more counterattacks, please. Alright. Son of a bitch. There we go. Yeah. Dropped your ass. See, we're getting a little more tactical here. Wouldn't have done me any good to use my special against that dude. He was gonna die in the regular attack. Would have just been wasting the SP. But SP doesn't really carry over, so here I'm better off using the ability. I got 4 more money bags, so pretty nice. I believe that's most of the enemies. I think that I might have skipped one of the weaker Bruces. We can go ahead and go kill them. Just for the sake of being completionist. And still no treasure chest keys. No, we did get one. Oh, I guess we did kill them all then. Unless I'm missing somebody and I just didn't see him. I think we got everybody. So we've gotten one treasure chest key. And I think we got like 80-some out of it now that I think about it. So that's not too bad. Because you can get like 4. You know, I think that's the lowest I ever got. No. I don't have enough money. You think I have no money? I have money. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1. Now I have plenty of money. Do not presume to tell me what I do and do not have. Have not had luck at all on this playthrough with drops and stuff. Good grief. That, again, that's just the nature of the beast. Sometimes you play a game that has randomization stuff in it, and you get a lot of really great stuff. And other times, it just seems like you get jack shit. Tis nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. So I think we're probably good. I think we've gotten everybody. Oh no, save. Because, yeah, the thing about this boss, and I mentioned it before, is I have managed to burn through this entire first area in about 45 minutes to an hour, but given I wasn't stopping to read all the dialogue. Sit on my face and tell me you love me. I'll sit on your face and tell you I love you too. It's another Monty Python thing. Is this some sort of prank? Actually, it's pretty funny. It's Monty Python Sit on My Face is the name of the song, but it's something they would do live. They would come out as barbershop quartet with a full-on barbershop quartet gear on and do the song, and then they'd walk off and they weren't wearing any pants, so their asses were hanging out behind the They were wearing aprons, of course. But you can't see that they're not wearing pants at first. You can only see it when they walk off stage. Monty Python, hopefully it'll process well on this 5, that's good. But we're already starting. Actually, getting a counterattack right off the bat's not too bad, but no, we're not dodging. Finally. 1 out of 5 attacks is not great. Come on, bleed. Yes. Okay, so she's bleeding. She may not die just from that, although 8 turns of bleeding is really nice. So, yeah, we can focus on the others. You don't... I mean, it's not... If she doesn't get bleeding on her immediately, you're not screwed or anything. But this is kind of easy mode right here. Is getting bleeding on her first time hit. Okay, so we can heal. And I forgot to buy items, so it's a good thing that happened. But that's what I was saying. Sometimes you can play this boss fight, and it seems impossible. And in other times, it just seems like you just breeze through it. No. God damn it. Well, so much for having the easy mode playthrough. I accidentally hit the wrong item. Fuck. And it isn't gonna do it for me again, I bet you. It's gonna... Holy shit. I really need to fix that so she doesn't do it. And now I can't even hit with an attack, so use my skill. Yep, so we go from a really good start to an absolutely terrible one. Not a single fucking dodge. That's what I'm talking about. And because I forgot to buy items, now I'm screwed. Twice I forgot. At least I missed that. Dodged that. See, this is what's happening, and exactly what you don't want to have happen is to be put on the back foot the entire time, and she doesn't bleed. This and hope that it keeps me alive. Because if I use the other healing item now, then it'd be just a waste. Nope. See? And unfortunately, it always seems to be the one extreme or the other. I designed it the way I did, wanting to get that happy median, that middle ground where it's a tough fight, but you can get through it without any real difficulty. Without, it's not too hard. But then, like I said, it's the way the abilities process, trigger, it always seems to be either you get your ass kicked, or you just breeze right through. So, alright. Yeah, this has not been a great run of this game, for some reason. It's like, I've played it before and I ended up with like 5 treasure chest keys, and loads of drops, and loads of money, and everything just was... See, because you can just walk right by her. For fuck's sake. But you cannot complete the game without beating the bosses, so you have to do it. So, alright. Come on. Stop being a dick. Only 2 figures. Well, at least he's bleeding. I didn't want to attack him, but... At all. See what I mean? And I don't have any control over it. I mean, it's one of those things you adjust your numbers on abilities and stuff like counterattack and dodge just a little bit, and then suddenly it becomes a cakewalk and there's no challenge at all. Nothing wants to process. How many times have I countered? Like once, twice, maybe 3 times? That was good. Yes. Square defense, we go on the offensive. There we go. So we got 2 treasure chest keys. We got another bollocks dagger. That's nice. Very nice. 90 punte. Not the best, but not horrible. So, I'll play just a little bit, or get over here to the end and save it, and then we'll call that an episode. Kind of longer than it really needed to be. We got some new equipment, which is nice. We got 2 treasure chest keys, so we can go ahead and go up here. And we got Jack from that one, so... But still not too bad. We got a huge chunk of experience from doing the boss and all the enemies and stuff, which is very nice. We got a weapon drop, which is very nice. Couple of treasure chest keys. Second one not too great, but the first one we got quite a bit of money off of. So, very nice. And we got a few money bags here. So, go ahead and go back downstairs for a moment. We could have healed up, but that's alright. We can see what's our score now. 489. We're doing good. So let's go ahead and save here. And thanks very much for watching, everybody. And if it felt like I was ragging on things at times a lot, it's just, you know, it just gets old. You know, having people tell you that there's something wrong with your game, that you don't know how to write, that you don't know how to tell a story, that you don't know how to do this, and that your game isn't even a game. Your game works on no level at all, is one thing that bitch Katie said to me. It works on your game doesn't work on any level at all. And it's bullshit. My game is just fine. It works on every level it's supposed to work on. The problem is people not paying attention, not knowing what the fuck they're talking about, expecting the story to be one thing and not letting it get where it's going the way it needs to get where it's going. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with the game. It's people either not knowing what the fuck they're talking about, and mostly it's just people being stupid and not paying attention. Because everything you need to know is told and is explained to you in the course of the gameplay. Most of it early on. All you have to do is pay attention and use your fucking head, which I guess is just too goddamn difficult for people these days. But, you know, like I said, yeah, don't spoon-feed people, don't hand everything on a silver platter, don't underestimate your audience, yeah, right. Whatever. But for everybody who stuck it out and has watched it, hopefully you understand what I'm saying and where I'm coming from, because it gets incredibly frustrating to know that they're full of shit, they don't know what they're talking about, and then have them acting all indignant and like, oh, you are such a horrible person for telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, even though I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm never going to admit I don't know what I'm talking about. And again, like that bitch Katie with the one who did the boss, no clue about the fucking genre, never played an actual RPG before, apparently never watched a single fucking parody or spoof movie, TV show, read any fucking parody comedy in her life, so absolutely clueless on both fronts when it comes to the genre, but somehow it's the game's fault, not hers. Yeah, again, go fuck yourself. So, again, for those of you who are watching, you know what I'm saying. I repeat myself, I can't help it, I start getting irritated and say stuff. And thanks very much for watching once again, and I'll see you on the next one. From here on out, playing this, I'm still going to be explaining stuff as I go along, and telling you what the references are from, so on and so forth. But hopefully, you know, I've gotten the ranting, the tirading part of it out of my system, the irritation out of my system for the most part. Unless it comes up again. Something that should be painfully obvious and for some reason right over everyone's head. But I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.